Hey there, Mike Giannotti here, and I am joined today by Alfred Ojukwu from our Healthcare and Life Sciences group. And Alfred, they call him Dr. Device. I mean, this guy, he's got it down. He has all the goodies, makes us all a little jealous. But Alfred, I understand today you want to talk to us about something that's really cool for mobile warriors. What would that be?
Absolutely. I'm the device guy, and I want to talk to you all about the Surface Go. I'm really excited that it's been introduced. It's been around for about 9 months now. So I work with Michael quite a bit in a lot of opportunities, and I'm sort of excited to really share with you what we do in healthcare and how we're taking advantage of Surface and the Surface Go specifically in healthcare scenarios. So it's going to be a good conversation today.
Cool. And I understand you've got something specific you kind of want to present and then actually physically show us today. What's that
Yeah,
going to be?
yeah. So we're going to talk about the Surface Go itself. I'm going to jump right back into it because I think we're going to start with a PowerPoint slide that kind of talks about what the Surface Go is, how it works, what you want to know
Yep.
about it, and really just kind of dig into it a little bit. So let's take a look here.
Nice.
Again, my name is Alfred Ojukwu, and what you can see here is a Surface Go device. Now, I have my very own 1 or 2 or 3 Surface Go devices.
You play like poker with him. You got like, 5 draw with the.
Well, you have to these days, right? Because
That's right.
In the work we do, it's sort of, we want to think about being modern and
Yep.
really just versatile in terms of what you're able to use. And we start seeing that, within the modern workspace, there's a lot of need for modern devices that deal with things like data breaches and allow you to be more secure, more mobile, and more functional. So the Surface Go itself was a request that came from
Yep.
the users, right? They wanted something smaller, lighter, much more easy to use, and this is the result of it. And in healthcare, we see that coming up quite a bit. What I was excited about really is just if you look at the journey, and this kind of gives a really good timeline of all the devices that we currently have and what we're sharing with you guys today. The important
So
piece.
wait a minute. So my Pro 3, we're talking 2014.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm still rocking it. I actually just gave away the RT.
You know what's funny? I actually have my RT. I've kept my RT for a while, and every once in a while, it kind of reminds me of where I've come from. Let me see if I can get it here. I usually have it laying around here, but I'll show it to you when I get a chance. It's a very light, very doable device. Pretty cool when you see it. And it does the same. It's literally a different device now, and I think I say that because if you go back on this chart, if you go back to October 2012, that's 7 years, right?
Yeah.
So 7 years, we spent 7 years perfecting how you use a two-in-one device. That's really what this is about, right? And we've taken all of the learnings, all of the security features, all the applications, all the functionality, accessories, and really just evolved from here to here to here, all the way to a point now where you're basically seeing what you have here, which is the Surface Go, right? So, and I can talk about some of the others at a later point, but this is important to hear because that's kind of where we've gotten to in terms of technology. It's also helped us complete the portfolio. It's helped us really create a platform that allows us to service everything from a 84-inch device. This is a 54 to 84-inch device, all the way down to this 10-inch device. So this is a 10-inch device, the smallest device that we have available. Now, some of these others, like today, I'm talking to you on a 24-inch device, and then the Surface Book, all kind of going down the line as you can see the sizes as they move forward. So
nice.
I'm really excited because part of this is really about the Surface Go. The fact that it's is considered a much more secure, much more cost-friendly, manageable device. There's so much more you can do with it. It runs a full Windows 10 platform. It feels just like a Surface Pro, and it has all of the components from the 4-megapixel camera on the front, the 8-megapixel camera on the back. It comes in 4 gigs with 64 gigs, so that usually comes around $400. And then it also can come up to about 8 gigs. Now, the average 8 gig device that we remember on the Surface Pro 3, Surface Pro 4 is essentially fit into something just as small as this. And it can have up to 256 gigs of storage space. So
cool, but it's always connected, so we also got cloud, right?
There you go. So the LTE piece on there is always connected, and we'll talk about that in a second too.
Yeah.
So really, when we're talking about a device that has power, a device that is very light, again, just a little over a pound, a device that comes with a type cover that actually allows you to use it, and really just runs an Intel Pentium processor, right? So the full Intel Pentium processor, huge benefits to it. It's not just a toy, as one would say it. It actually helps you get more done, and that's what this device is intended to do. So if you are in the healthcare space and you do a lot of field visits, if you need to deal with bedside patient support, right? These are the type of devices that you can actually use to get it done. And we're seeing that more and more in healthcare now. Huge, because it's easier to just essentially take the device apart and use it in that capacity. Now, the only thing I'll share with you, and we'll jump over to camera real quick, is here are the ports that are available on that device.
Nice.
If you look at the ports, you have a headphone jack, which is essentially what we, for music, if you're listening to that. But most devices now typically come with some sort of Bluetooth capability. We have USB-C, which is essentially now the industry standard that we go by. USB-C.
I was going to say.
Go ahead.
There's a million peripherals for USB-C.
Yeah, exactly. But more important, not just a million peripherals, but the fact that the USB-C allows you to support data transfer. It allows you to support audio and video transfer, and it also allows you to support storage, right? So I can actually use it for multiple purposes. So that's where the enhancements coming in, because USB-C is now becoming more of a standard.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is you have is a standard Surface Connect dock, and it's basically one of the benefits that you see here. So let's just take a look directly at the device now, now that we're in there. So you guys can see now, I don't know if you can see my camera, but you can see
the shiny
Surface Go device. It's pretty cool. It runs full Windows, like I mentioned. I have a number of apps. I can't really show it to you, but I probably have to turn off my
You got that background blur going.
Whoa, there you
go.
You can't really see it, but I like it because it's touch friendly. It has built-in camera right on top of it. Let's see if I can.
I see you got a pen.
I do, and I can actually use that for writing. I'm gonna turn you guys up. Let me know if you can see that. I'm working with my studio as well, so you can see I have that.
I see it. Yeah.
Kind of move around.
Can you turn the background blur off while you're up the ceiling?
I will.
And you're touching, aren't you, on your studio?
I am. I'm actually.
There we go. Cool. We see it good
here. So I have a full, full keyboard. Now notice that the keyboard comes apart. So in this case, I can have a full keyboard available on the device, and I can decide to just use it as a tablet, which is what we typically see happen in the healthcare space. And if I decide to use it as a tablet, it has a full functionality. I have a keyboard, built-in keyboard that's available as well. And if I typed in the Microsoft Whiteboard, here it is. I can have full access to it and use it for, drawing content. Now, you won't be able to see it fully, but once it's up, you'll be able to see everything that makes it run on the tablet itself. So now you can see this is some of the work that we've already done in the past.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Right? So,
and you're drawing right. Look at that.
Exactly. I'm drawing right on it. You can see content just showing up. I have a number of different options. Now I can also emulate from this. So if I needed to join this call specifically, I have Teams. So Teams runs specifically on this device. It doesn't have to be on this device. Once I join it with the Teams, conversation, you'll see everything that I have on here that's available. Don't worry, that's probably a spam.
That's all right. So wait a minute. So with Teams, then again, we're seeing a lot of movement now in the healthcare space where they want that secure environment, and they can create that workspace for their physicians, their nurses. I had that recently in a hospice. So when they go on site, it has that LTE chip to connect to the cell service. So they're connected even when they're at a client location.
Exactly. That's the key. The key, the LTE is also huge. Now let me show you real quick.
I got to put my shades on because the future's so bright, buddy.
That's right. I'm gonna just. We actually have a feature. It's called Whiteboard that's built into the actual meeting. And what will happen is all of a sudden, Mike and I are able to share the content. Now I'm running this on my Surface Go. Like I said, it runs Windows 10. And
that's saying Whiteboard will not be recorded, just so you know.
Yep. So
you might want to get out of it. It says it's coming soon.
Right. So let's go ahead and get out of that real quick. But you can kind of see how the whiteboard can be used. But I can also go ahead and share the whole screen the same way. So even though the whiteboard won't be able to be viewed, I can actually see the whiteboard on my PC itself. Right.
Wow.
So nice. I'm still seeing the same content. This is all running on the go. Now, if I share this out with Michael, he'll be able to draw on the same content and share information just the same. So you see the power of what this can do. Now, we work with a lot of other folks that are using it in the pharma space. So in this case, this password shows up right away, right? I want to, if I could, it's already sharing my screen. So let me see if I can stop sharing for half a second. I'll be able to basically draw on the screen and use it for apps. So let's just stop presenting for half a second, see if I can grab it. And in this case, what will happen is I can pull up an application like the Viva app, which is a full fledged application that's used in the pharma space for data, CRM. And we see that I was at a conference about a week ago where that's essentially what the customers were looking for. An application that runs on a multi-functioning device like the Surface Go. The benefit of that is you're able to run multiple applications without having to have, I don't know how to.
One app at a time, right?
Exactly. It really is a game changer.
Sure.
But it's huge. And that's what we're seeing now. So I'm excited to have it. I think that's what's really cool about it. Let me just turn the blur off one thing. Any questions that you would have, Michael, as I'm showing off?
Yeah, I mean, so like if you think about some of the use cases where you do see people, because you're going into customers and talking to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're meeting with different physicians, nurses, et cetera. What are those?
Well,
and then you're in the app.
I'm in the app, exactly. Now this is an sample app where I'm able to work with the patients and find out what's going on in terms of, if I'm looking up information around new campaigns, if I'm trying to figure out which doctor I need to be reaching out to. As a pharma rep, I'm able to connect with my reps. I'm able to make sure I have those connections and also follow up on any tasks. So it's an app built to make sure I can follow through on some of the work that I'm doing, and I can take it on the
CRM.
Exactly. A CRM for pharma. It's huge. This has been in development for about 6 months, but now it's something you can actually do. So you can see the benefit of something like this. It's got a full camera built in, so the whole time doing this, it's also being recorded, and it's available for you to kind of view as well.
Wow.
So I like it. I mean, I think it's great. I think it gets work done. It's intended to make sure that you're able to connect and get, have access to whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
So, high level, that's kind of what we do with this device. There's much more that we can talk about. I like the Surface itself because, I mean, this shows you sort of the inner workings of what it looks like. Again, I wasn't joking when I said it runs a 64-bit or 128 gig SSD. What we've done with this device is we've taken all the parts that make the computer work and squoze it. I say squoze as it's a real word. Squoze it, squeezed it into a small space. So 4 gig RAM or even an 8 gig RAM where you have double RAM, it allows you to really take advantage of functionality and then the processor itself. So
Alfred, real quick. So, from a user standpoint, right, the physicians, nurses, anybody, clinicians, researchers, they love it because it really, truly gives them that anywhere, anytime access. But IT loves it because they can fully secure this, manage this in a highly compliant environment, and they don't have to learn anything new. This is a Windows device on their thing, right?
Exactly. So it's really just another device. You literally can buy it from the reseller, take it home, log in with your credentials. We have this program called Autopilot that allows it to boot up and configure itself fully based on your role, based on your permissioning.
Yeah.
You'll have to work with IT to get that done, but once you have it up and running, there really is no, hey, IT, I need you to image my device. They really just give you that device, you log in with your credentials, and life goes on, right? And
that's nice.
For example, you do have an issue, we have the ability to basically replace that device if you're taking advantage of things like OneDrive, which is cloud storage.
Yep.
If you're taking advantage of things like Azure or SharePoint and Teams, all your data now resides outside of the device and allows you to now take advantage of using that platform to do what you need to do.
So really, for those mobile personnel, again, who have a need to take things on the go and they need full fidelity of applications, but if they're moving to the cloud, this really is kind of one of those ideal devices to enable them to get all their work done and not have to, have things on standby, on wait. They can do it wherever, whenever. They could be sitting in a coffee shop. They could be sitting in their car, hopefully not while they're driving, but they could be doing all that right off of this device. And again, because it's showing that little LTE chip, which is really what the phones use, right? You're getting full connectivity, just like a phone, around data, et cetera, to be able to go ahead and to do all your work. And because, again, Teams is on it, if you're using the calling in Teams, you can do it right off of here, even when there's no wireless.
I'm telling you, it really does bring the best of all worlds together. And the real design around the Surface Go is to allow you and your organization to get more work done. In other words, reducing the amount of time it takes for you to complete a specific task. Why do I have to go to 7 different devices to get it done if I can just do it on one, right?
Right.
My phone calls, I can connect through Teams, I can sign a document if I need to, I can ensure that I'm sharing content with certain people, right? And I can pull together my Word documents, my PowerPoints, all that information is available in one touch. That's what this device is meant to do. That's what it's designed to provide, a much more fluid experience from a usability standpoint. So I'm excited about it. I think it's one of the it's pretty interesting to see how it's going in the healthcare space. There are a lot of different cases. I probably don't have enough time to go through all the different cases, but it's huge.
Well, cool. So if folks want to learn more about Surface Go or any of the Surface family, what should be really their next step?
Easy enough. Just go to the, first of all, watch this video, because that's first. We're going to have a lot more videos coming up that are going to cover the Surface family itself. And second of all, we really want you to just think about how if you go to just the Surface website, the Surface blogs, you'll be able to see all the information around different Surface devices that's available,
right?
And give you access to the content that's going to help you understand how the Surface works. And just reach out to myself. I'm here. I'm on LinkedIn. If you have questions, I'm here to share information with you, and be excited to get you involved in learning about what Surface can do. If you're one of my customers, which I cover the Northeast, probably the same folks, you can also reach out to me as well.
Very cool. So until next time, I guess, this is Mike Giannotti and
Alfred Ojukwu, the Surface guy.
The Surface guy. I like that. Bidding everybody have a great day, and until next time, rock on with Surface.
Yeah, there you go.
Later.